From a flightless simulator at Ferris Air to a momentous meeting in an alley to the complex mind of an architect to every far sector in space and to the brilliance of the central power battery on Oa. This is the podcast that covers the adventures of all of your favorite ring slingers. This is the Emerald Echo with your hosts, Adam and the Emerald Enthusiast.
Welcome to another episode of Emerald Echo, a Green Lantern podcast. As always, I'm your host, Adam, and with me is my co-host, Donnie, the Emerald Enthusiast. Donnie, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Lantern fans? It's the man whose ring runs on fanboy energy, the podcasting machine, the big nerd in green. It's the Emerald Enthusiast. We are back with a special guest.
Yes, he's returning, so he came back. So he must have enjoyed himself the first time. Donnie, why don't you give him the introduction as only you can do?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all beings of the Omniverse, please welcome back the international sensation, the magnificent Marco Santucci.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey!
There we go. Good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, guys.
It's a pleasure
for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you back. And
It's an honor, sir.
we had so much fun the last time, and we got really good responses. People enjoyed the episode, so it's a pleasure to have you back. So Donnie, why don't you start us off with our first topic, first question?
Okay. Well, one of the big things that has happened, is, of course, in the Green Lantern series is the creation of the Anti-Guardian.
Okay.
And obviously, this is a very unique looking character. Walk us through how this character came into being, particularly visually.
Oh, well, obviously, I followed the instruction by Jeffrey Thorne about that. Essentially, it was a big guardian, a very big guardian, a kaiju guardian.
Mm-hmm.
But in particular, Jeffrey told me that this monster, this big monster, have to be something that mix the various elements, the magic part of the magic part, the Green Lantern, the power of the Green Lantern part, the power of the Guardians in general. So he have to be something that mix all these elements together. And in particular, he told me that this big guardian have to have this crown, this monster crown over the head.
Uh-huh.
In the initial description by Jeffrey, the monster over the guardian set have to be just floating over the head, but I suggested to make it more melted with the head, because it was more creepy and a bit more horror, no?
Yes.
It was definitely creepy, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I took some inspiration from some comic artists like Eleuterio Serpieri. Is a very famous Italian comic artist, and Riccardo Federici works. That Riccardo is very good with this kind of stuff, and I tried to create this horror version of the Guardian, and I think it works well. Oh, the video is gone.
Yep.
Yeah, we lost you.
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There, it's back. There again.
Okay. And so I work in that way. As I said, the basic idea was very simple, because it was just a big boy in the middle of Oha. But for the part of the monster, and so that's it essentially.
Yeah. So you've said before that Sonequa Martin Green was the reference for Joe Moulin.
Yeah.
So how do you decide who works for a character model and what specifics are you looking for?
Well, as I said a lot of times during interviews and lives, and I like to work on the comics, not only like a simple comics, but something like a mix between a comics and a TV series or a movie.
Yeah.
So I love to insert inside with my comics faces and characters that I inspired to various actors or real person in general.
Mhm.
And when I started to draw Jo, obviously I knew that she was one of the main characters, so I needed to find some actress that could fit that kind of character. I try to obviously to using Google to try particular faces or something like that. But first of all, when you use a real person for for a comic character, even if he's filtered by the drawing, you have to have a very specific reference for the face. You know, you have to have the front, the side, all the angles of the face of this character. So the simple way to do that is choosing an actor instead of a general person.
Mm-hmm.
And in that period, I was following the TV series Star Trek Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I watch it. Yeah.
And I saw this amazing girl that was playing the main one of the main characters, and I loved her face and her way to play the character in Star Trek Discovery. That, in my opinion, is very similar, especially at the beginning of the series, to the John Mulaney attitude.
Yeah.
The way, because she's very cold, she's very controlled. So she was perfect.
Yeah.
And again, the anti-guardian to stop us. And so I choose Sonica Martin Green for this role, and she's perfect. But actually, she's not only the only one that I used. I use a real face. For example, for Simon Baz, I used another actor. I don't remember the name, but I take inspiration for another actor. And obviously, I try to find the specific faces to create different characters, very characterized, very different, very particular. And one of the things that I love is that someone, whether they wrote the reviews, noticed that I worked a lot about the facial expressions, because I like to give to these characters a very realistic look, very realistic aspect. So that's why I try to take real people, because also, you know, the expressions of the face is from person to person, from one to another, is different. It's very important for the final render of these characters.
Yeah.
To show to the readers that what they are reading, what they are looking at, is something credible.
Yeah.
For me, very important in this aspect.
Yeah, it makes it more believable. I agree with that.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say though, I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead, and you've changed the way I watch that show now, because I went back and watched Sasha when Sonequa Martin Green was on the show, and now I can't unsee Joe Mulaney. It's like I keep waiting for the ring to come into play. Like, when's the ring come into play?
Same,
You know?
same with me. I was watching Discovery last night. I was watching the finale, and I'm like, as I'm watching, I'm like, if they ever bring, you know, Joe into live action in Green Lantern, and they should choose her. It's like so obvious. It's like, now that I've seen it, it's like I can't unsee. Right? So I was Star Trek. I'm like, all right, where's the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
already in space. All she needs is the ring now.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe if the Warner Bros. Decide to make a Green Lantern movie, maybe cool.
Maybe one day, yeah. Yeah,
I
hopefully.
hope
Hey,
so.
I'm on board with that. I know she could knock it out of the park.
Oh, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So, sir, who did you enjoy drawing outside of Joe? Take Joe out of the equation. Who would you have enjoyed drawing the most during this run?
Oh, I have to say that one of the there are a lot of stuff that I loved to draw in this series, but I have to say that one of the most enjoyable things that I drew are the various alien races, the various alien characters that sometimes are also only in the background. Not maybe they are not main characters. But the alien characters are very funny to draw, very nice to draw. I have to say, yes. And another thing that I like is creating the various constructs, ring construct, and you see that especially in the last issue there will be also a lot of special effects, a lot of stuff that will happen, and you'll see that the series will take a total new direction.
Yeah.
Did you make any suggestions? I mean, you already mentioned about the crown, but did you make any suggestions to Jeff that changed or altered the narrative of the story at all?
Oh, about the plot, absolutely not.
Okay.
My only influence on the story, obviously, is only about the storytelling parts. Sometimes I have to say that the Jeffrey scripts are so well done that they don't need to be changed. Sometimes happened that I have to add a panel because that specific action didn't work. Maybe in 2 panels I needed to add another extra panel. But beside that, I didn't change anything I didn't influence the story at all. Absolutely.
Okay, I was just curious to see.
So I have to ask, what was it like to work with your wife on a project like this?
Oh, it has been fantastic because Maria Laura is a great artist, is a great young artist, and she has done a really good work on my layouts. And why I needed to be able to close the show on time. Obviously, the first choice was her because not only because she's a good artist, because there are a lot of good artists around there, but also because she knows very well how I work. My workflow in particular. So working with the people that work in the same house with you and already knows your workflow, and that give to me the chance to look what she's doing is very important for the final quality of the work. So I have to say that we worked very well together. I think that she's done a great work, absolutely, and I think that DC Comics really appreciated that because, in fact, after that work, she received another assignment that I can't say nothing about that yet.
Okay.
But
is it from DC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
DC for
I'll be picking that up.
Oh, good,
I looked
good,
at some
good.
of her work on Twitter. She draws female anatomy amazingly.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a beautiful work. She's great.
Thanks.
We should do a duo interview next time. We'll do both of you.
Sure, obviously.
Yeah.
But I have to say that she's really good with the women for drawing women. And in fact, many times she gives to me a lot of advices about how to draw women. Because to tell you the truth, for me, it's very hard to draw the women in a good way. Because in the first part of my career, in the first, I think, at 15 years of career here in Italy, I worked for an important publisher here in Italy, but I mostly worked on male characters. So maybe I'm good for drawing men, but I wasn't so able to draw a lot the women. So since I started to work for American comics, I started to draw a lot of stories with the women as main characters. And I'm happy for that, because this situation gave to me the chance to improve my skills about that. For the same reason, Maria Laura is very happy to do stories where the main characters are not only women, because she wants to improve her skills, she wants to improve her way to draw. Because I think that many times, I don't want to offend any female artist, but many times the women are very good to draw women's, but not so good with men. For me, for example, it's the opposite. I have some problems for drawing women's. And
so it's just an issue of practice. What you're saying, it's what your subject is, and then you learn to draw the other.
Yeah, obviously. Right. But so it's very important for every artist, male or female, to try to draw what is hard for them.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very important to don't to how to express that. Keep drawing always the things that are simple for you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you don't evolve. Instead, it's very important for an artist to draw women, men, everything. The backgrounds. The backgrounds, for example, are another things that is evident that some artists are not so good to draw, because they like to draw maybe the characters because they are funny to draw, but the backgrounds are always covered by smoke or special effects. Because obviously it's faster to work that way. Instead, it's very important to try to draw whatever is hard to draw for you. And from this point of view, Maria Laura is very good, because she improved a lot her way to draw women, but also and moreover male characters. She passed a lot of time doing that, and for me this is very important, because I like the artists that want to improve them in their skills, and Maria Laura is perfect for this.
I have to say, now that you mentioned drawing women, I saw on your Facebook or Twitter, I can't remember where I first saw it, but you're doing a commission about with Electra.
Yeah, I'm doing that right
looks
now.
Amazing. It looks amazing.
Because you see, I'm drawing.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow.
It's fantastic.
Wow. It's still a work in progress.
It's fantastic. But that's fantastic. Wow.
Thank you. So,
I saw the one with Vampirella. That impressed me.
I'm very lucky, because my wife, besides being a really good artist, is also a very good model. So she also have the patience to give to me some time for posing for me.
Wow!
And your wife is Electra. That's cool.
See, for Electra, Electra is a take from a photo of her. Yes.
So now Marco's doing casting for two. He did casting for Warner Brothers. And now he's done it for Marvel. There we go.
Well, yeah, and that makes sense because isn't your wife into like fitness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
My wife likes a lot of fitness more than me.
So she
I have
makes
to
sure you
say.
don't have too many plates of pasta.
Yeah. No, I have to. I remain thin, but I'm not so muscular.
Yeah.
I like to play tennis.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I prefer tennis. She's very good instead with the gym, with the the weights and everything. But I'm not so passionate about that.
Right. Well, that's got to be invaluable having her as a reference to do things like that, to be able to draw. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's fantastic from this point of view.
Yeah. Sounds like a pair made in heaven.
Yeah, that's it. It's good.
I'm very lucky.
Now, unfortunately, you've said that you won't be with Green Lantern past issue 12.
Yeah.
So my question is, what's next for you? Can you tell us what you have planned next, or is it top secret?
Okay, I can't say a lot of stuff. I can say to you that maybe, I hope so, in the next week I might start a new project that you will see, I think, this summer.
Okay.
And,
DC or Marvel or?
No, DC.
Okay.
DC is giving me a lot of work.
Good.
Okay.
Trust, I have to say.
Good.
And I can say to you that my next project is linked to something very big.
Okay.
And I can't wait to start. And in the meantime, besides some commission that I have to do, there are some clients that are waiting for 2 years, but the editorial work,
of course,
kept me really busy, so I couldn't do that. And so I'm doing these commissions, but I'm also working on some covers for DC.
Oh, beautiful!
And because I really like to work on the pages, because I love the storytelling, the sequential part of this work. But from time to time, I also like to work to single images where I can express at the best my skills, and putting a lot of stuff, particular, maybe using the acrylics for the paint, for this kind of stuff. And for this reason, I have to say thanks so much to DC guys that are giving to me all this chance to try all these different things. For example, in the last period, I've worked on some covers for Green Lantern and Aquaman miniseries.
Yes, I saw.
The number 6 is out, I think, this week. And for example, on these covers, I worked in different techniques. I started working with inks, classical inks technique. Then I started to paint the cover with the gray tones. After that, I create totally painted covers, and so they gave to me a big freedom to work in the way I like. For me as a professionist, but also as an artist, it's very important, very, very important, because it gives to you the chance to improve all the time, to change all the time. Because when you do this work, one of the worst things that you can do is always do the same stuff. The same stuff is terrible, because I can assure you, because when I worked for Italy for, as I said before, for my very first part of my career, my first 15 years of career, I worked for many years on the same characters, same stuff. And after a while, you started to blend a bit in the quality, because, at the beginning, when you started to draw something new, is thrilling, is fantastic, it's funny, because everything is new. But and at some point you are able to draw that kind of stuff in a good way, in a very good way.
Mhm.
And after that became an habit, and the habit is the big enemy of the quality. Because if you stop, you start to draw the things automatically. They became all the same stuff.
It gets repetitive. Yeah.
Yeah, and so until at some point you start to go down with the quality. Because, you didn't realize that you are doing that, but you go down. So for this reason, I like to I say that I like to change all these technique, characters, series so passing from a series that maybe is a sci-fi series like Green Lantern to maybe a more down-to-earth series like, I don't know, with superheroes is not series, but for example, when I drew Endless Winter miniseries, it was something more historical. After that, you can draw. I drew, for example, the Swamp Thing miniseries that was more realistic. Besides the Swamp Thing, but
of course,
was placed in a very realistic place like the swamp of Louisiana. So every time it's fantastic to change the characters, the series, the technique, and I try to evolve all the time. If you take a look to my pages, for example, of Green Lantern, you'll see the difference between the number one that I started with a few pages, and you see the last issue. There is a big difference in the technique because I started with normal inked pages, and I finished with the half painted pages with the gray.
Wow.
And obviously, sometimes it can take something more time, but I really love to do that. And since I have a very patient wife and a wife that do my same work, she understands perfectly what I'm doing because she do that in the same way.
No, the covers for Green Arrow and Aquaman have been great. I love the covers. So you're doing some good work there. And I know you can't say much about what's next from DC, but when it's announced and we know what it is, you have to come back to talk about it. Deal?
Absolutely, yes.
That's right.
All right.
And buy Green Lantern 11, people. Green Lantern number 11.
When it finally comes out, 12, because we've been waiting for so long. So
Buy some of the variant covers too. Put money in their pocket.
Yes, indeed. No, Marco, this has been great. Thank you again for coming to join us.
Thanks you.
We can't wait to have you back when your new project is announced. But in the meantime, if people want to follow you on social media so they can look at your beautiful art, maybe they can buy some art, get a commission. How do they keep in touch with you? How do they find you?
Okay, you can find me on my personal website, www.marcosantucciart.com. You can find me on Facebook, Marco Santucci, Instagram, Twitter. And for the original art, for example, you can take a look to the Comic Art House website where you'll find a lot of my pieces available for purchasing. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And Donnie, while we're here, we'll do our social media plugs. Where can they find you, Donnie?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter as the Emerald Enthusiast. You will also find lots of Marco Santucci art there because I retweet it very often.
Yeah. And if you want to...
One last thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe if everything goes well, I say that with a lot of attention. I come back in the USA on May for the Motor City Comic Con in Detroit.
Fantastic. Hopefully,
I can't wait to be there. And in the middle of May, if I'm not wrong. So I hope to see you guys there, or see you all American guys there.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
And if you ever come to Toronto for a convention, I'll come. I'll come and visit for sure.
I'd like to come there too. Yeah, I think that sooner or later I came to Toronto. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Right.
I'll be there when you announce that you're coming to the convention. I'll make sure I come out and see you for sure.
And
But,
when you come to the States, when you come to Detroit, I'm definitely going to get you to send me something. I'm going to buy something because my collection is not complete now without a Marco Santucci item.
Okay.
No, I'm definitely thinking about. I just got to find the right time. If we can ever get a commission going, I'm definitely going to get something from you.
Okay.
So that's for sure. Because I have a couple of characters. I'm like, oh, if Marco could draw this character, that'd be fascinating. I would love that. So I'm definitely thinking about a commission for sure. But in the meantime, before we see Marco again, if you want to talk to me, you can at Adam_Leafan on Twitter. We have a Facebook group, which is listed in the link below. Click that and I'll add you and we continue the conversation there. But until next time, Green Lantern is forever, from the first page of Marco Santucci's beautiful art to the last. So long, everybody.
So long, everyone.
Bye-bye.